Hey guys, welcome back. So as you guys can see, the title of this video, definitely something different than what I'm used to and kind of a bit out of my comfort zone. So I ask that you guys please bear with me and um, really understand that everything I'm talking about in this video is solely to help other women and young girls out there who are struggling with something like this or who have been in this position. I know there's a ton of people out there who would love, just a little bit of encouragement, just a little bit of advice, because I feel like I didn't have, much of that when I was going through this and trying to make up my mind when it comes to making such a big decision that's going to change the rest of your life. So this is strictly to help and motivate. I feel like there's not enough women out there supporting other women, and I would love to just be, an act of a support of some type of way. So, yeah, guys, I hope you enjoy this video. Please no rude or negative comments, because this is strictly positive vibes only. You'll get blocked and deleted and whatever, spammed, everything, because this video is not, I don't want anything to discourage other women that are going through this. So anything negative in the comments will be gone. Okay, so let's get right into the video. So as the title states, why did I keep my babies, my pregnancies, why I did not abort, knowing that I was going to be a single mom. And I don't know why I beat my face. Like, for this video, I didn't realize what kind of video I was going to make. I had different video ideas in my mind. So what boiled down to it was just this one, and it just kept hitting me. It just kept hitting me in my mind to make this video. And I'm just like, oh, I just did my makeup. I know I'm going to get emotional. So bear with me if I get emotional, because this is a very, very touchy topic for me. So let's start with my son, because I do have two baby fathers, and yeah, it's nothing to be proud of, and it is something that I am, or that I was ashamed of, but we cannot control what happens in life. Things happen, and I mean, if it was up to me planning my life, more than likely this is not how it would have turned out. I would have never imagined myself ever in my life being a single mom with a baby, a toddler, and then one on the way, with two different men in a matter of almost 2 years. Like, come on. So with my son, his dad and I, we were not together very long. I got in that relationship shortly after me and my ex-husband had separated, and that relationship, the whole separation and everything like that, hit me really, really hard, harder than I ever imagined. And I came to oh well, here it goes. Okay, you can do this. You can do this. I told myself I'll never make this video. It came to a point in my life where I was very depressed. Initially, I did want the relationship to end, but after I sat there and thought about it after it ended, it was very, very immature, something so stupid and small that could have been fixed. But hey, it wasn't. Things happen. Life goes on. I've moved on. But thinking about it on how things could have went totally different. I was so depressed, and I was at a point in my life where after that marriage, I was very suicidal mentally. I was 20 when we separated. We got married when I was 18, so I was very young. And I just was very depressed and suicidal, like I said. I started smoking heavily, not marijuana, but I was smoking like tobacco really heavily. Like Black and Milds. If you guys don't know what Black and Milds are, they're a form of tobacco, um, like a cigar almost, and the tobacco content is like 10 times as worse than a single cigarette for a single Black and Mild. Just like one is equivalent to like, I don't know how many packs of cigarettes, but it's way worse than cigarettes. So I started smoking those heavily because I just had so much on my mind. I just was so depressed. And I'm the type of person where growing up, drugs and alcohol always disgusted me. I was never the type of person to ever want to do drugs. My mate, like my man, couldn't do drugs. Like, I just wanted to be a clean and healthy person. But when you go through things in your life, you have no idea on where it's going to take you mentally. And that's where I mentally was. I just was trying to destroy myself. And I didn't care. I didn't care. I was also going out a lot. I really never had a party lifestyle, but after because I married so young, and him and we never went out like that. Like, we would always do couple things and everything together. So I was going clubbing a lot, drinking a lot, being very promiscuous. And once I laid eyes on my son's dad, baby daddy number one, it was nothing I didn't look at from an intellect point of view, from looking at it by being a young woman. You know, I was strictly thinking with my vagina, to keep it real. He's a handsome young man, and I didn't think about anything but, you know, feeling good and doing what I wanted to do. So shortly after that relationship started going, we met in, what month was it? Because I had moved to San Diego, and then I came back like a week later because of family issues. So maybe 4 months into our relationship, I got pregnant. And I didn't know him. He was a stranger. We were strangers to each other. You know what I mean? And shortly after I got pregnant, I found out when I was 8 weeks pregnant. And first I was like, no, I'm not keeping it. And I grew up in a very Christian home, a very strict home. I pretty much was the rebel once I turned 18. But trying to be grown and thinking I knew it all and had it all in the bag. But I didn't want it because I didn't know him, and I just knew it was not very wise to keep this baby going the route I was going and wanting to do the things I wanted to do. Like, I still wanted to go out. I still wanted to drink. I still wanted to party. I still wanted to smoke. I still wanted to be an ignorant person. And just pretty much live my life like carelessly, like, oh well, like, you know, my marriage is over. You know, I've only been in love once with my ex-husband. He was my first love. And I just felt like there's nothing else really out there for me. You know, if I couldn't keep him and make that work, why even try to, you know, look for something better in my life? I was just over it mentally at that point. So him and I were living together. My son's dad and I were living together. One day I came home from work and he was gone. All of his items, everything. It was like a ghost town in my apartment. I was stuck with the rent by myself. I didn't have a car. I was 8 weeks pregnant. And yeah. I kept my baby because I kept my baby because I knew God was trying to save my life. I know that probably sounds like cliche to some of you guys, and you guys probably heard it before, But in all honesty, like, I knew God was trying to save my life because I just didn't want to live anymore. I didn't want to continue life. I didn't want to deal with like responsibility and pay bills and struggle, because I was just struggling so hard. After my marriage, I had nothing. Just pretty much the clothes I took with me. Lost my dog, lost my car, everything. I wasn't working. It was just bad. So I moved out of my parents' house because I couldn't handle living with my family. I love my family dearly, but we're the type of people where we get along from afar. I can come visit you, but then I gotta go. To keep things good between you. You know, sometimes you have to love them from a distance. And that's how it is with my family. Like, yeah, I could talk to my mom every single day on the phone now, and we get along, which is fine. But if I seen her every single day in person, we probably wouldn't have the relationship that we have now. You know what I mean? So God was trying to save my life because the route I was going down destructive fast. And I was trying to kill myself. So when I found out I was pregnant, I was by myself living in my one-bedroom apartment, my one-bedroom little apartment, working part-time to full-time hours at Macy's, working for Benefit Cosmetics as a makeup artist, you know, and I could not afford my rent by myself, my bills by myself. Everything was piling up. I went to a car dealership, played into getting this car that I did not want, but I was pregnant, so I needed to get around to my doctor's appointments and stuff like that. So you have to do what you gotta do. Like, the moral of this video, ladies, is I took responsibility of my situation, knowing early on I was going to be a single mom, not for a financial benefit, not to get help from the government and to get help from the county and stuff like that, but because I did this to myself. And I knew that there was a reason why this was happening to me. There had to be a reason why. Like, why me? Like, dang, I was the person who never wanted kids, you guys. Like, I didn't want a marriage. I didn't want to get married. I just wanted to be a single person living my life. I wanted to model. You know, I wanted to be one of those little cute video vixens, and I wanted to just do all that, but move to LA, be famous, you know, the whole typical thing that we think is poppin' and what we think is happiness, which really isn't. When I was pregnant with my son, I had so much joy, and I was just by myself. I didn't have cable. I didn't have friends. It was just me and my baby, and God knew that's what I needed, because I felt like I was so alone in this world. You know, I felt like I wasn't capable of loving anybody anymore, because I was so hurt about everything that was going on in my life. It like really hurt me. So I knew that God brought me my baby boy because he was trying to save my life, for one, because when I know I have responsibility, I do my best to take care of that responsibility no matter what it is. I will go and spend my last dollar and take care of my baby because I know he relies on me and no one else. And God knew I needed to be loved, a genuine love. And he knew that I had so much hate and anger in my heart. And the only thing that can help me was giving me this baby, because once I found out I was pregnant, yeah, I didn't want it in the beginning, but then once reality set in and God started talking to me, I just opened my ears and started listening to him. That was something else I have to take care of. That was a new responsibility I had. And I knew that I had all this anger, but I had so much love underneath that hurt and underneath that anger, that I knew I could love that baby no matter what. You know, being in an apartment by yourself gives you a whole lot of time to think. And for pretty much 8.5 months of that pregnancy, I was alone. So all I just did was like bond with my baby boy and just talk to him and rub my stomach and just have good days. You know, I wasn't really sad. I wasn't really depressed because I was just so in tune with God and just letting him lead my life, you know? And I knew that keeping him would make my life change dramatically. It'll keep me away from going out. It'll keep me away from drinking. It'll keep me away from smoking, because there's no way in this world I will pass that on to my baby consciously knowing what I'm doing. I wouldn't ever smoke or drink or indulge or anything knowing I have another life growing inside of me. You know what I mean? So that caused me to stop all those bad habits, and it caused me to totally do a 360 in my life. So my son literally saved my life. And if you guys are out there struggling, debating on whether you should keep your baby or not, that is, everybody's situation is different. But when I was pregnant with my son, I literally had nothing, you know, and I ended up getting a car, and shortly after he was born, I ended up getting a good job, and I was able to support him and I for a little while by myself. So don't look at your current situation that you're going through now. Give it to God. I don't care if you're a spiritual person. I don't care if you're a religious person or not. Let it all go and just realize your life can change for the better. My life has totally changed. I've never, ever loved like I love my son. You know what I mean? It totally brings out a whole new side of you as a human being. I now see things in a different light. Now I've had a baby, and having my second gives me a whole new perspective of things. It made me grow up and really be an adult that I thought I was, but I was just some scared little girl looking for the easy way out. And the easy way out is trying to take yourself out, but honestly, that's not the easy way. That's the hardest ways you can possibly go. So keeping my baby really helped me grow and mature as an individual, as a person. And yeah, I'm a single mom. Yeah, I have 2 baby fathers. Yeah, it was not planned. Yeah, things happen. Am I proud of it? No. Am I ashamed of it? No. Because, hey, what can I do about it? I can't do anything about it. Nobody's perfect. I don't care if you have 5, 10 kids by the same guy. I don't care. You know, everybody's situation is different. And if we were all the same, have the same lifestyles, the same cookie cutter family lifestyles, I mean, you know, yeah, that's the thing to do. I tried doing things right in the beginning, getting married and being, you know, being in a committed, faithful relationship. And then, you know, we were trying to have a baby, but we weren't meant to have a baby together, because then we would have probably been looking at divorce and fighting over who gets the kid this time. You know, that's even worse than being a single mom and raising a child on your own. That's worse, fighting with your significant other or your ex-spouse because of, you know, all this going on, custody battle and all that. That's worse. So honestly, I'm more grateful that I'm a single mom, because I don't deal with my son's dad. I'm not mad at him. I have no anger towards him at all. God has softened my heart towards that man. You know, I was forced to grow up because, you know, I was the one carrying the baby, and it was more so, it is a 2-person thing, and of course he's supposed to take responsibility, but if he can easily run like he did. He wasn't carrying a child in his womb. He wasn't there feeling the kicks. He wasn't feeling the turns and the cramping and all that stuff like I was. So I had a bigger responsibility than he did. And I just chose to ride the wave because I know that God was not going to put more on me than I can handle. You know, it seems like a lot when you're going through it. Like, dang, God, why? Why me? Why am I going through this? You know, oh, people will think, oh, well, you should have wrapped it up. Oh, well, you should have used birth control. You should have used condoms, this and that. It's like, okay, things like that can fail too. So that's not even in question. But there's reason for everything. And when it comes to my daughter, on keeping her, and why I didn't abort, by it being another guy, new guy. We were together for a few months as well, got pregnant again. But the thing was, I was taking birth control, the pill, and the pill started making me crazy. So I stopped taking it, and literally right when I stopped taking that pill, about the transition to something else, I got pregnant instantly. And with her dad, he didn't want the baby, of course. I was like, oh, well, if I'm not far along in my pregnancy, I'm not going to keep it. You know, knowing deep down inside what was the right thing to do for me, knowing my beliefs, knowing, you know, in my mind, what was the right thing to do was to just woman up and just keep the baby. Not saying that if you aborted your baby that you're not a woman, not saying any of that, but just for my personal, for my clarity, my mindset, and knowing all that, just being the person that I am, I didn't want to abort that baby. I already had one. Lord, there must be a reason why you brought me another one. And with this baby, I was actually depressed for a long time in my pregnancy. And I'll talk about pregnancy and depression in another video if you guys want to hear about that, because that's something I've also experienced. I didn't abort her because guilt, mainly. I felt so guilty. And before I knew what I was having, I was so close to aborting her because me and her dad were just so up and down, always arguing. We were not getting along. Things were just not how I wanted them to be. And I did not want to have another baby out of wedlock, out of, you know, I didn't want to have another baby daddy. I didn't want that for myself. Who wants that? Nobody wants that. But you can't, another broken home, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't want that for myself, and I didn't want to bring another baby into this world that way, you know? But as my pregnancy started to progress, I had a dream. God sent me a dream and told me it was a girl. And once I found out it was a girl, my whole mindset changed 360. Yeah, if it was a boy, I mean, I don't know if I would have aborted it or not, to be honest with you guys, although I don't believe in abortion. But to make me happy and to give me happiness in this pregnancy, it had to be a girl, because I wanted a girl from the beginning. Didn't get it, but God does things for a reason. My son is, he's such a little man. Like, he's everything, but he gave me my boy first, and then he's blessing me with the little girl, my pair. You know, I know, and I love my son to the death of me. And I know I'm such a girly person. I'm such a girly girl, a womanly person. Like, I love all things girly. I love perfume. I love makeup. I love dresses. painted nails, painted toes. Yeah, my nails aren't painted right now because, you know, I'm trying to stay away from all those chemicals by being pregnant. But yeah, I do have gel toes on my feet. But yeah, I just love all things girly. And I mean, I just wanted a little mini me if this was going to happen. Like, God, you know, if this is going to happen, please bring me joy in this pregnancy. Please bring me happiness. Give me something to look forward to, you know, like, and sure enough, it was a girl in my dream. He told me it was going to be a girl. And at my ultrasound, she was like, well, if I were you, I would consider buying at least 6 dresses. And I just lost my mind. Like, I was so happy because that was the thing to bring me happiness in this pregnancy. Ever since then, yeah, I've been depressed and stressed out because I am a single mom. Me and her dad, you know, we are co-parenting, we are living together, but we're not happy, really. We're not doing, I want things done a certain way. He wants to live his life a certain way. So we're just getting along, trying to co-parent, trying to get used to, you know, trying to figure out where this is going to go, pretty much, is what is going on here. I'm trying to live my life at this point the right way, do things the right way. Yeah, oh, well, don't you think it's a little bit too late? You already got 2 kids and two baby daddies. Why now? God doesn't look at that. God doesn't look at my past and what I've done. God looks at my heart, and he looks at my actions and what I'm trying to do. Not just, oh, knowing my heart and knowing I want better for myself. I'm actively trying to do better for myself, to do better for my kids, to do better for my life. Because when I don't have God in my life, and this is me speaking from experience, when I don't have God in my life, things don't work out for Sharia. Things don't work out for me. Things end up going sour real fast, okay? And I can tell you guys that from the honest to God truth. So I know that the only thing in my life that's going to work is to have God in my life and to put God first. So I've been actively trying. I've been actively trying to be a Christian. I've been actively trying to do things the right way at this point in my pregnancy and at this point in my life, being 23, almost 24 years old, having 2 kids. I mean, you got to start somewhere. Noah, if you guys know the story of Noah, Noah was a drunkard. But God still used him to build the ark because he doesn't look at the sin. He doesn't look at the sinner. He looks at the person. We are all his children. You know what I mean? He's looking at me knowing I am a good person. I'm a good mom. But I could do better. And he wants to give me better. He's trying to come in my life, and I'm willing to let him in my life. And that's a whole new video on trying to be a Christian in this world. A young Christian woman, single mom, of 2 kids. You know, it's hard out here. The struggle is real. That will be another video if you guys want to see that. But yeah, guys, I decided to keep her because I knew that looking at my son play alone, and you know, I can do so much to entertain him, but then he needs a playmate. You know, yeah, it's not wise to have sex without being married and then getting pregnant. It's not wise to, you know, not be completely financially stable. It's not wise to do those things. Yeah, it's not the smart thing to do, but you can always change things around. You can always get that better job. You can always, you know, better your situation. You're not going to be in that situation forever if you don't do anything about it. You still got to try. You still got to chase your dreams. And yeah, I put my dreams on hold, but sometimes I'll tread to them and then I'll stop. I'll tread to them and I'll stop. But praying about it, praying without ceasing, praying without stopping, and continuously giving my cares to God and letting him work them out for me, that's literally been my lifesaver. That's what's been getting me through this pregnancy and giving me joy. Knowing that my little princess is coming has given me so much joy, and God gave her to me for a reason. Why? don't know that. And it's not my job to question him and ask him, Lord, why did you do this to me again? Why am I going through this again? Look, you did the sin. You committed the sin. You did the act. So you got to face the facts. You know what I mean? And it's not even like a punishment thing. It's more so of a learning experiment and learning from your mistakes, not committing the same mistakes again, and also to help educate other women out there, you know what I mean, and help young girls out there who are struggling with deciding on keeping their baby and aborting and, you know, what should I do? I have no idea what to do. I'm in this by myself. Somebody help me. You know, like, I have nobody to talk to. I'm going to just do the easy, go through easy way out and just make that appointment so I don't have to worry about it. You know, I won't have any more responsibilities but to take care of myself. That's the easy way out. At the end of the day, there's no easy way out to life. You have to take on your responsibilities, any form, shape, form, or fashion they come at you. You got to take them. Even if you're with your man and you're pregnant and he decides to dip out. Yeah, you didn't know he was planning, you didn't know he was going to up and leave you. So now guess what? You're a single mom. Guess what? What are you going to do? You got to do what you have to do to take care of your kids. I'm not saying slide down a stripper pole. However, I'm not judging you if that's what you're planning on doing or if that's what you're doing. But you really have to just do, don't think. That's my mentality. Now, like I stated before, yeah, me and her dad live together. And things aren't perfect. We are not in a relationship. We are very, very rocky and up and down. I'm trying to find myself as a person. I'm trying to get closer to God and let him tell me what I should do. I don't want to just react out of what he's doing and what we're not doing as a couple, because I ultimately want to be with someone who's on the same page as me. However, I can't force him to change his life around like I'm trying to change mine. I've been broken so many times to where God is trying to fix me and build me back up. He has to go through that same experience in order to want self-improvement and self-change. So both of my pregnancies were both unplanned. Both debated on keeping my babies. Both decided to keep them. These were the only 2 times I've ever been pregnant in my life. I've never been pregnant ever before. And honestly, like, having my babies come is the best thing that's ever happened to me because I've never been more motivated in my life. I've never been more hungry for success, hungry for a good lifestyle. I mean, growing up, I never really, we've never really had it hard by the grace of God. You know, always grew up in nice neighborhoods, went to Christian private school, but that doesn't make me better than the next common person. That doesn't make me better than anybody because look at my situation. I'm a single mom. I'm not married. Yeah, even if you're in a relationship, but you're not married and you have kids, you're still a single mom because you're not married. Oh, well, marriage is just a title. Marriage is just paper. Yeah, but it's something that, you know, God ordains. God puts it together. He's supposed to be in the midst of the relationship. Things are supposed to be... That's a whole new topic. I'm not going to even go into that. But if you're not married, in a relationship, and pregnant, you're still considered a single mom, no matter which way you look at it. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to come on here and say that if you are struggling with the decisions on keeping your baby, I hope I motivated you. I hope I helped you in some way. I'm not telling you what you should do. Or looking or judging anyone for making the decisions that they've made, because I would have been just in that same boat if I didn't have God in my life, because I know that for me, that was the thing I shouldn't have done, which thank God I didn't do it, because if I would have aborted my son, I wouldn't know what my baby looked like. I wouldn't know that how much joy he would have brought me. I wouldn't know how deep of a love I can experience, you know, so soon at an early age. I had him when I was, before right before wait, when did I have him? In August. And then, okay, I had him when I was turning 22. Yeah. I think, yeah, I was pregnant when I was 21. And then I was about to have him when I was turning 22. So 22 is still really young. And yeah, I'm still really young myself. I'm 23, almost 24. And I don't know it all. I've just been going from my experience and the things I've encountered in my life. Take your time. Really think about your decision. Don't look at your current situation now. Yeah, you probably might be struggling from living on from paycheck to paycheck, but please just sit down and call on God and just ask Him what to do, because He will guide you. He will send you in the direction you need to go in. Don't lead off your own understanding, because sometimes the things we think we want is not what it is. You know what I mean? So you have to consult a higher source, your creator, our creator, and that's what I truly believe. So with that being said, I don't know if this was a motivational video. I know I did get a little soppy in some of it, so sorry for that. Actually, no, I don't apologize for being completely honest and real with you guys. I mean, it's the truth, and whenever I want to be truthful about something, I'm at my purest form, and you guys just experienced me in my purest form. So I hope you guys can appreciate this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Request any videos you guys want to know about. I mean, I'm pretty much an open book. So yeah, guys, thank you guys for watching again. I hope this helps some of you women. Be inspired. Don't stop your dreams and don't think your life is over because you decided to keep your baby. You decided to, you know, go on with your pregnancy. I don't care if you're 16. I don't care if you're 13 and you're pregnant. You're pregnant for a reason. Maybe it's to change your life around. Maybe it's to stop being so focused on yourself and to give you something else to care about in this world. Maybe it's to get yourself out of a bad relationship because you care about your child more than you care about the guy. Maybe it's because you need to grow up and learn some responsibility. I don't know. It can be many of things, you know, but God does not make mistakes, whether you believe in God or not. Our Creator does not make a mistake. And let me zoom in so I could be really personal with you guys. Let me tell you, okay, because this was told to me after I had my son. Your baby is not a mistake. And I thought my baby was. How he came in this world wasn't the right way, but he's not a mistake. My daughter is not a mistake. Yeah, I wasn't married when I had them, but God does things for a reason, and I can't question His power. Your baby is not a mistake. The reason why you're pregnant is not a mistake. It happened for a reason. You don't know the reason why right now, but it will soon be revealed to you sooner or later. So just keep your head up. Don't lose hope in knowing that, you know, your life is where it's at right now. Know things will get better, and you just have to have that faith. Faith is all things hoped for and evident of things that aren't seen. So just keep your faith. Know that there's a light at every end of the tunnel, and know that you have a friend you can talk to and message if you have any questions, or if you have no one else to talk to and vent to regarding your situation. I am here. You guys can more than welcome message me personally if you need to on my personal email. I will respond. So I thank you guys for watching. I love you guys. I love you guys enough to let you in my life and to let you know my experience and to really let you guys in. So be easy. You can take this video with a grain of salt or you can use advice, but thanks for watching. I love you guys, and you guys will see me soon. Bye, guys.